Alright, so Aiden's 305 developed some lifter noise and some rocker arm noise and an engine knock. I'm not going to say that it wasn't partly or all her fault or something else before that was coming apart. She just helped finish it up. Either way, you gotta do something. She loves this old Chevy. I guess some people like those sort of things. But we're gonna pull the valve covers off, get a look inside. With the bottom end knock, we're gonna have to change the engine. But what do we change the engine to? We're getting ahead of ourselves. Anyway. Aren't those interesting? Those are bolts they're using on the valve cover. Probably they couldn't afford the T-handles, or they found the T-handles kept coming loose, which I normally find. Ingenious. Well, that don't say enough, eh? Alright guys, so What do you do when you have a blown 305 in your 1980 C20? Now bear in mind, this truck used to originally have a 350. I don't know if it was 354 barrel or what it was, but in 1980 that truck was originally equipped with a 350. And now, the other problem. My daughter, Aiden, who you've met on the previous Chevy videos, she has found that, you know, when you're 16 and you have 2 jobs and you go to school, money's not plentiful because you're working 2 part-time jobs. You know, after school time and weekends, basically. So you're not garnering 40 hours a week like Joe Blow does, or myself, or anybody else with a regular day job. So we talked about a few ideas. We said, let's put the 350 in, because I picked up a 350, a Vortec 350 actually. And with that Vortec 350, it's got, you know, we're 9.1 to 1 compression, I think, or 9 to 1. It's got a roller cam setup, which I love roller cams. You know, 1-piece rear main seal, the better gaskets all the way around, you know, the whole deal. But it's going to be harder on fuel. Her 305 is still, you know, it's a V8. It's a carbureted V8. And it's not necessarily good on fuel, but it's way better on fuel than a 350 would be. So then we said, well, hey, I found a guy with a 4.8 liter LS with a 4L60, a 2-wheel drive. And I thought, man, that'd be cool to put that in. So I started picking it around. It was going to cost about $1,200 to $1,300. Pretty cheap, honestly, to put a fuel injected 4.6 and 4.8 in there, which would be good on fuel. It would have overdrive. It would be able to do all the things. We could hook up a remote start port. You could drive it in the winter if you wanted, the whole deal. But that's a little bit out of our price range, unfortunately. We could do it, but pretty rough. So then you're like, well, if she doesn't want to do 350, is she going to do a 454? No. Had the opportunity to get a 327, but don't know the history of the engine, so we're not doing the 327 because I'd probably have to go through and rebuild the whole thing. It came out of an original, I believe it was in a 69 Camaro from the factory, and the guy probably would let it go for about $400. Pretty good deal to get a 327, not gonna lie. But again, mystery engine. It's been sitting for probably 25 years or more since it was pulled out of that Camaro. Actually, circa 2022 right now. It's probably been sitting for 40 years. And again, we're not gonna go through that. It's probably seized. If it's not seized, it's probably gonna be an oil burner, because it should be seized at this point. Anyway, long story short, we've picked an engine, and I think you'll all agree it's the best compromise for horsepower, torque, fuel economy, ease of starting and driving. You know, drivability is a big one too. She just wants to be able to get in and go, and like her old 305 did. So I'm going to introduce you to the new engine. What does this say right here? Look at that. 305. Look at the beauty of the 305, everybody. Isn't that just something? Wow. Everybody's saying just, wow, man. Look at that bad boy. I know you're surprised, right? Oh, wow, what a great idea, awesome. But hear me out. Yes, she loves horsepower. Yes, she loves going fast and all that jazz. Current fuel prices right now, not gonna let it happen. So, because she drives it to and from school, to and from work, pretty much 6 days a week, We're gonna make sure that she can have exactly the same fuel economy she had. Maybe a touch better, I don't know. See, I don't know much about the old 305s. I don't know the engine casting numbers. I don't know any of that stuff. This is for my 16-year-old daughter, who has already figured out how fast her truck can go down some deserted roads. Anyway, so that's the plan. We're gonna take that 305, we're gonna clean it up, we're gonna make it look shiny and brand new. We're not peddling this as a rebuild or a refresh or anything. The engine didn't burn any oil before. It didn't knock or hammer or tick. It didn't so much as give a cough. It just ran really good. I know I've driven that engine in other vehicles. Or, well, in the other truck, sorry. I've driven that engine in the other truck. And frankly, I can't think of a better engine to put in, especially since it fits our budget of free. So we got a whopping, I would have to say about $200, maybe $250 when we're all said and done. That's new valve cover gaskets, intake gaskets, timing cover gaskets, front crank seal, new oil pan gasket, rear main seal, one piece rear main seal now, and so there's an upgrade. But she's still a hydraulic flat tappet camshaft. It should be, now it's a gray area, but it should be the same cam lobe lift and duration as the 77 block that is coming out of her truck. Can I verify that for sure? Not right now. Am I gonna? No, because I know it ran smooth and started up with no problems. One, two, three. Piston skirts. A wrap on this one, because now we really do have to decide what engine we have to work with. Have a good night, everybody.